If you want to learn how to build your team as an artist, expand your fan base, get gigs, and record your own music videos, you have clicked on the right video. Be prepared to receive the tools to be a unique artist inside the music industry. Today's guest is a pop rock artist originally from Brazil. She has a released EP and some singles, and she is constantly performing all around Boston. So today, we're gonna listen to Manu Xavier. Manu, thank you so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me. Hello.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm doing great.
Good.
Doing happy with the sun outside. You're not seeing it, but it's really sunny outside. So.
Because it's
I'm happy.
summer in Boston.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. I
Good.
just arrived from vacation, and I feel like now I have like all the energy I need.
Ready to go for the semester?
Yeah.
Period. You're gonna need it. So.
Yeah. we know.
Yeah.
I am so glad to have you here because I have been to many of your shows. You're all around Boston.
Hey. Yes.
Literally, it's just like, oh, Manu is playing again at some place, and I'm like, oh my god, this girl's on fire all the time. And you
gotta
have
be.
so many release songs, and you have an EP, and so I'm just so glad to sit down and actually know how, like, what is the behind the scenes,
Yes.
because I feel like I never actually asked you anything
okay.
of that.
It is a lot to talk about. So let's unpack.
Let's unpack. So let's start with your singles. So the first thing I want to ask you is, you write your own songs, right?
Yes, that is correct.
And always alone.
Not always. Like, if we're talking about the songs that I've released recently, we have Shelf and Susie.
Yeah.
Shelf, I wrote it by myself. I actually wrote that song for an assignment of class.
Oh.
It needed to be like a specific structure. I don't like remember exactly what it was, but I think it was like verse chorus, which is what the song is, so I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I wrote it for class, and then the professor was like, wait, this is kind of like, this is busted, like, you, great job, like, you should like really actually work this out. I was like, yeah, I actually really like this song. But with Susie, I actually wrote it with one of the producers. A good friend of mine, Ellie. They just graduated from Berkeley as well, so we wrote it together in like an afternoon, like an evening. It took like 1 hour. I had like the chord progression and like the riff, the main guitar riff.
Yeah.
And I had like the idea for the chorus, but I didn't know exactly how to like keep going with the verses and like the pre-choruses and stuff. So like I sat down with them, and then we just really like connected. Like, we low-key share the same brain cell. So it was really easy to like feel it up and see like what the vibe was for the song. And then pretty much I write my songs by myself. Yeah, most of the time.
Is this the first time you actually write it with the producer?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good to know that you connect with that person.
Yeah.
When you're writing a song.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not very common, and I actually want to like kind of change that, in a sense that I feel like it's going to be really good for me if I have the opportunity to collaborate with other artists more often, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Like, I think, not saying that if you only write songs by yourself, your songs are always going to be the same and like whatever. I'm pretty sure like there's plenty of people that write songs alone and they are awesome, but I feel like when you get a sense of like another perspective of another artist, of other producer, it can really add up to
Yeah.
like your project. So that's what I want to do as like a senior here, which is crazy because I'm old, but that's like a project that I'm working on right now. It's like to collaborate more with like different people. Yeah.
Do you want to do like, what's your dream collaboration?
Ooh. I feel like there it depends, and like in a song, like just writing a song or performing, like in what way, because I feel like there's many answers for that. Obviously, if I could choose like one person in the world to work with, Lady Gaga.
Oh
Lady
my god,
Gaga,
of course.
like, absolutely do not like I love her. She's
Lady
mother. But you know, I have a lot of like artists that I admire in general.
Yeah.
Like, not only like, you know, writers, but like performers and also singers and guitarists, because I'm a guitar principal. Can you see that? That's my main instrument.
Guitar player.
So yeah, I think Gaga would be like the one.
She's amazing.
Yeah, no.
She's everything.
She's everything. She's like the whole package. Really.
Oh my god.
So yeah.
And I feel like you have like this very rock pop vibe, and so I feel like you guys will combine pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
She's more theatrical in a way, but I think I would have so much to learn from her, you know what I mean? Like I really like that like David Bowie vibe, which it's like it's rock but it's pop, but it's also like crazy personality and like a lot going on. That's so artistical to me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And so talking more about like your songs, your latest single is Susie.
Yes.
And you're talking about like wanting someone that doesn't really give a fuck about you. Right?
Well, that's a good way of summing it up.
Like I was just listening to the lyrics, I'm like, yeah.
Damn, you need help. Like, we'll talk about it. Yeah, no, for real.
But like in contrast to your song Shelf, that I think is my favorite. It's my favorite because I could relate so much, because there it's like this whole metaphor of like, it's like reading a book and then you are done with the book and then you put it on the shelf. You're like, okay, well, you know, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they have that contrast.
Absolutely.
And so I want to ask you, like, are these stories like inspired by your life experiences?
Yeah, I would say that Shelf specifically was not necessarily about one experience I had or like a person. I would say that like, so Shelf is really about that feeling of like you're sick and tired of like this person really annoying you and like really wanting to like have a hold on you and control your life and control who you are, and or you know, in general. And I kind of wrote it based of like my friends telling, usually about guys. My bad if you're a guy and I love you as a friend. Like if you are one of my best friends, my best friend, he actually came here, Edu. You guys should watch Edu Ereja. His I watched it, by the way.
Yes,
I love
him.
He's a guy and I love him. So not all guys, but
not trashing on guys.
Not trashing on guys, but specifically wrote this song about friends, like my girlfriends, just saying like how guys are super annoying and like disrespectful and possessive and like just always, you know, thinking that they have a hold on them at the club or like, you know what I mean, just in general, guys that don't accept hearing no, I don't want you. They just like constantly like insisting and being like so disrespectful. So the song is just about like putting that guy on the shelf and just be like, you know what, I can live my life without you. I don't need you to be powerful and, you know, happy and whatever it is. So you're on the shelf now. You can just watch me living my life being happy without you. That's like kind of the metaphor for a shelf. The music. Have you watched the music video?
Yes.
So it's literally that. It's a guy that he becomes a doll.
Yeah.
And it's a metaphor for like, he was like so pissed at me because I didn't give him attention, because I didn't want to be with him. And then he was like, you know, calling me all these things, whatever. And then in my perspective, he's just like a little doll, an angry doll that I'm just like, you just can stay here. Stay on the dusty, rusty shelf. And that's it, you know.
That is like it's amazing, and it's so relatable. I feel like it's so relatable because, you know, there's plenty of people out there going through that situation. So that's why I was listening to it. I was like, yeah.
But not saying that like necessarily only guys will be like that.
Yeah,
there's
anyone
a lot of
could be like that.
In general that can be, you know, not good. So
annoying
and unpleasant. So yeah, which is the case of Susie, by the way. Just kind of hanging it up on that. Susie definitely is about personal experience. Just gonna throw it in the air like that. It is about a past relationship that I had, and it's really just about a toxic relationship. Like you, as you said yourself, like you were listening to the song and you were like, damn.
Yeah.
It's like being in love with someone, or just, you know, having that attachment that is completely unhealthy for you, in a sense that, you know, your mom is telling you that that person is not good for you, your family, your friends, you know that, you know, you're kind of like breaking apart, but you still love them. You're willing to keep going, or else, as I like singing a song, it just feels like you're gonna die if you're not with them. And that's cuckoo. Like, you need help. You know what I mean? But
I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like that's love. Like when you're really too deep into someone, like it happens, and people can't explain it. So,
but then it's like, if it gets to a point where it's super unhealthy, though.
Yeah, it's kind of like you need to open your eyes.
You know what I mean?
You need that friend be like, girl,
wake up, girl,
move on. Anyways,
yeah.
Talk to me about your creative process. Like you mentioned, you write songs alone mainly, then you write with like sometimes with people. But after you have a song, then there's a whole other process of recording, getting the people to play, getting the people to like, arrange your stuff. Like, yeah, talk to me about the process.
I think overall, it really depends on the song, first of all, because there would be times that like I would write the song and then I would change it a million times. Just like it's not good enough.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because you wanted it to be perfect, right? So it's just like
every musician has this perfectionism complex and it's just not gonna work it out. But I would say like how it usually goes is like I write a song and then I sketch the arrangement out. So I like try to like figure it out what the vibe is gonna be, like what instrumentation I want, how the sections are gonna look like, am I gonna have a solo, like what, like I kind of just sketch it out in my brain first, and then I bring it to my band, which are the people that I perform most regularly here. We're a 9-piece rock band, so it's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But that's why we have such a unique sound, I think.
Yeah.
Because of that also. So I bring the song and then I'm like, you know what? I know that each one of you has such, a unique perspective on music. So I want you to bring a little bit of your own to the song. So everybody like kind of collaborates in parts. Usually my drummer, Preston Brown, he's an amazing drummer and he always like creates this crazy drum parts and it's something that really lifts the song up. So it's really, that's a very collaborative space for me, like bringing the song to the band and like making sure that the arrangement makes sense for everyone, but also that everybody can have a little bit of an opinion to what to do, a chord change, a section and whatever. And then after that, I bring it to a producer or usually friends of mine, but I'm also super willing to work with new people because here at Boston specifically, there's so many producers, so many people willing to record you and like do things. And then we record, and then after the song is done, I start working on the mixing process with my like stable producer. She lives in LA. Her name is Bree. She produced Shelf and Susie. And we also like we're always working together because I also study production here. So even if I'm not mixing by myself, I'm always like saying what I want and like explaining and having that conversation. So it's like a long process of mixing together in that sense. And then while that like the mixing process is happening, I have to think about, okay, what is the marketing concept behind it? That part is the hard. I think it's the hardest thing of like, because you have like, it doesn't make sense for me when people kind of just like throw whatever cover picture and like whatever blah 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 blah. Like the marketing and the visual aspect of a song, they need to like speak to you and to speak like what you're representing as an artist. It needs to make sense with the imagery that you're bringing, with your persona, really. So I'm not gonna like do use a picture or like a concept or a music video that makes no sense with like my artistic persona and like what I'm trying to do. So that's a whole thing you have to think about, and it's a lot.
Yeah. And no, I actually wanted to ask you that because it's really hard, and so you need people to help you. Do you have a team, like a set in stone team? You mentioned you have a producer in LA. You mentioned you have a band. Do you have someone helping you with like your marketing and your management as well? I
don't have like a stable team. I am like currently working on like finding that right now. But I do have so my best friend and roommate, Dasha, she's a business major here at Berkeley. She's amazing professional, and she helps me with everything, really. Yeah. But she's doing it because she's a friend, and obviously she trusts my work, but it's not like we're locked in as like manager artist thing. Like we're friends, and obviously we can work together because we know each other so well and we get along so well, and she really understands my art. So she's like the biggest help that I could find in that sense. Like she helps me with ideas for content and like how to organize myself and like what to do. She helped me with like many different shows when I did a CAF show here. It's like a big thing for Berkeley. She also helped me out a lot with that, with the marketing. For Susie, she helped me with the cover, with all the posts I did. Like really, she is like all in one.
That's amazing.
But that's too much for her, I feel like sometimes. That's why I think it'd be good for me to like actually have a team, because it's me and her, like, but I do mostly everything. Like booking myself is what I do, marketing and posting and creating and blah, blah, blah. So it can be a lot, you know.
It is a lot, but that's very admirable, like for you to like, because here at Berkeley I feel like you get the knowledge of what the music industry is really like, so you get like equipped with the tools to actually do it yourself. But it doesn't really matter because it's a lot of stuff, and if you want to grow, you better get some help. So yeah, I totally get you. I'm gonna ask you now like a bunch of fast questions.
Woo! Let's do it.
I mean, fast questions, but it's kind of like randomly. So I know you performed a lot and you have a lot of experience.
Yes.
What is the most embarrassing moment you had on stage?
Embarrassing?
Like awkward.
It's funny because even if it gets awkward, I don't process it as awkward. I'm just like kind of used to it, in the sense of like, even if I feel like it's getting awkward, I kind of just left it off. But if I had to choose, let me say, okay, last year we did a big concert at the Berkeley Performance Center for a night in Brazil. You remember?
Oh,
you were there.
Uh-huh.
It was like a Brazilian concert with like a lot of different like songs and arrangements we did based on like Brazilian artists. And then at the end of the show, I went to like kind of be the how can I say, I was introducing everyone like at the end to talk about the band and stuff. And then I went to like hype the crowd up and like give energy, and I in the Berkeley setting, all right, this is college that we're talking about, there's like a bunch of parents in the audience, whatever. And I just went there, I was like, how the fuck you guys doing? And then I realized what I just said. I was like, okay, how are you guys doing? And then they were like, wow. And then I was like, I didn't hear you, how the fuck you guys? And then when I realized what I said, I went like, oh, like I literally, there's a video of that, me going, what the fuck you guys are doing? It was funny though.
Like, yeah,
everyone was laughing, but it was awkward. Like I was like, oh.
But it was like, but that's a really good way to go about it. Like you kind of just laugh it off.
Yeah, because what are you gonna do? It already happened.
Yeah, exactly.
If you like spend too much time just being like, oh, sorry, my bad. Like then you're gonna make it weird.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, favorite lyric you ever wrote?
That I ever wrote, I think. Funny enough, I really like the chorus of Shelf. I just like getting dusty, rusty, asking for help. Not because I think it's genius, just because I think it's really catchy.
It is. On the shelf.
So I'm gonna say that one.
Yes. Are there any release songs that you regret releasing?
Yes.
I knew it. Everyone has that one song.
Yes,
like,
there is. Actually, my first EP, Untouchable, there's one song in there that I absolutely despise, and as soon as I get the chance, I will remove it from the platform. Do I have to say the name?
I mean, if you want to, yeah.
Because then people are gonna go ahead and listen, and I kind of don't want that. So you can figure it out. But it's one of the first songs of the Untouchable EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
Later, you tell me.
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. I'm like, what? Have you ever had someone ask you if a song is about them, or do you feel like they know, or do you feel like they know, like for sure?
That's so personal. Yes.
I mean, yes. Oh my god, I don't.
Yes, actually, there's been many occasions. If I mapped.
Damn.
Many occasions where that happened.
The guts.
They just like be straight up, go to you and ask, or if not, they just talk about it to other people. Just be like, I know this song's about me, like whatever. And I'm like, well, if it fits you, then that's your problem.
Damn.
Like if it's a shitty song and you know it's about you, then you are the problem, bro. Like
exactly. But have you ever had someone be like, oh, this song's about me, but it's not? Because that'd be really embarrassing for that person to be like,
maybe.
No, it's not, honey.
I feel like maybe low key. Okay, well, actually, yeah. Oh my god, that's crazy. There was one time, I don't know if we can talk about this, but I played a show, right? And there was two people in the audience where I like kind of had something with. Let's like explain it like that. And then the song, one of the songs that I played is not out, but one of the songs that I played was about one of them. And then at the end of the show, the other one came to me and was like, oh, that song was definitely about me. And I was like,
no, baby, no.
No. Yeah, so it'd be like that though. That's fun. I think that's fun. That's a fun part. You know,
Yeah,
like,
that's fun. And do you
Yeah.
like, is it, because at the end of the day, you were expressing yourself. So do
Yeah.
you feel like it's like, you know, saying all the things that you wanted to say, but sometimes you couldn't say to that person's face or something?
Yeah.
So it feels
It's a
good.
diary.
Yeah.
It's a diary, and it's like some people think that it's, you know, you have to be really vulnerable to write a song and to
Yeah.
put it out. Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, especially if it's super personal to you, like you will hear people listening to, you know, what happened to you and how you felt about it. So I think that's like low-key brave.
That is very
You
brave.
know what I mean? I'm not saying that I'm like, oh my god, super brave. Like I actually, when I finish writing songs, I mean, it usually means that the feelings that I wrote out, I'm just like kind of getting rid of it
Yeah.
in a sense. So I don't really care. But I feel like for some artists, it's so personal. You know, it like says a lot about them and their life. So I think it's brave.
It is very brave because all your feelings out there, everybody can hear them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now, kiss, marry, kill.
Oh. Okay.
Just 2 questions.
No problem. I'm an open book. I don't mind.
And there's a reason why I asked you to send me a list of celebrities. So, kiss, marry, kill. Who
Okay.
would you? Rita Lee, Brazilian,
Yes.
Stevie Nicks,
Yes.
or Miley Cyrus?
Oh, I would kiss Mary Kill, right? I would kiss Miley because I think she's hot. Really, she's like
She is.
cunty. Yeah, she's cunty, and I love her style. Like, I think she's awesome. So I'll kiss her. I think I would, very regretfully, but I think I'll have to kill Stevie because I don't know. I just feel like I love her as an artist, but I don't know if our personalities would match enough in
Yeah.
a sense that I would get married. But I would
Mhm.
marry Rita because she's crazy, and I know life would be so fun to be
Yeah.
around her. Even though she's like wild crazy, it'd just be fun.
Yeah,
So,
good
yeah.
response.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, what about Jeff Buckley, Patti Smith, and Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin?
I would definitely marry Jeff. He's gorgeous. He's amazing.
He really
sexy.
is.
And he's so talented. So I'll marry him. I would kill Jimmy because, girl, you're talented, but like that's not doing it for me.
Yeah,
Like that's not.
I get it.
That's not doing it for me. Like, and I kiss Petty just cause like, all right, but
Just because you're left.
that's cause that's what's. Love you, girl. Though, no, please, no hard feelings. Yeah.
Good answers. Good answers. I wanted to go back and talk about your music videos.
Okay.
Because that we already talked a little bit about, but I know that as an artist is already kind of a pain in the ass to do everything about the recording. You know, you gotta write your songs, you gotta record your songs. That's already like a whole process. And a lot of artists are really debating whether to do music videos or not because it's too expensive or they don't have the resources, and it's just like a whole other shebang to take care of. And so I want to ask you firstly, like in your music videos, did you have like people that knew how to record music videos help you?
Yes. I was really lucky.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Because for Shelf, I had a really good friend of mine in Brazil. She goes to a film school and she had a camera.
Perfect.
So I was just like, yo, do you want to do this? Like, let's just do it for fun. And she was like, yeah. So Shelf, it was literally recorded in my house with my friends. Like, all the actors are just like my best friends.
That's like
Yeah.
it's like homemade, but honestly, I was looking at your videos and they're also professional. Like
Yeah.
you wouldn't say, like you wouldn't tell. I was like,
And it just was really fun. And then she was a great director. She has such a cool vision. And she
mhm.
edited as well. So it was perfect. And then for Susie, it was a little bit more elaborated. It was recorded here in Boston, actually, in one of the Berklee Conservatory buildings.
Ooh, okay.
So Dasha, my amazing, beautiful roommate, she has a friend that had a very good professional camera, and he's also a musician, and he like deals with music stuff, but he likes doing like photography and that type of stuff. So she was like, oh, would you want to do this for free and help my friend? And then he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So we got that. And then I had another friend, a dancer at Boko, Boston Conservatory, Maddie, and she was like, I'm super down to like do this choreography for you and like help you direct and like create a whole concept for the music video, which you see it's like a whole like ballroom aesthetic, and like there's all the dancers and the acting. So all of the people there are just Berkeley and Boko students that were just down to participate and do the video and like learn the choreography. And then my band, obviously, and then the people that were helping was like the director Amal with the camera, and then Dasha was there, and then we had like other 2 people that were also friends that just wanted to help out. So it's a friends made thing, like it's just collaborative, nothing crazy. But I was really lucky, I would say. And then the editor for Susie was the same director for Shelf. So my Brazilian friend.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, what was your budget or something like?
No, I mean the budget was just to like buy the costumes and like food for them. You know what I mean?
No, but that's amazing. Get yourself some friends that can do it for you.
Honestly, I was really lucky, I would say, because they did not have to do that, but they did to support the project, which I super truly appreciate, like 100%.
It was such an amazing video. I love watching people dance. Like seriously, you want to make me happy? Just bring me to.
Just go ahead and,
Oh my god! And also like the concept. Like, did you come up with like? How was coming up with the idea? Okay, what are we gonna do with the music video?
So it was mainly me and Maddie, the choreographer.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted since the song was like done, because the song is like a up-tempo blues type of vibe, and I felt like it really matched the like old school ballroom vibe. Like I just had that in my mind. I was like, this is that aesthetic. Like I want to go for this. How can we make it work? And then I talked to Maddie, and she was like, I know this place that we can like book to like, it's like a recital hall type of thing. I know people, like I can just make a choreography. We can like do this, and then we'll have the main character to be Susie, like the blonde girl, very the 60s aesthetic of like the perfect girl, right? And then I wanted to like have the band kind of, you know, giving a little Beatles vibe, like everyone in suits and like singing on the stage and whatever, and having that like undertone of like queer relationship between me and Susie in the music video and stuff. So yeah, it was just like really easy to like come with the idea, but also to make it happen because I had all these creatives around me.
It's really, really nice. Go watch the music video right now. Pause, watch the music video, come back.
Just put the link on the like one of the sides.
Yes. Lastly, I just want to talk about like, you know, you getting gigs, because I feel like you're all around. You're always like, are you gonna have any gigs this semester? Probably. All the time. So like,
gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. And you mentioned right now before that you book your own stuff, right? So you don't have anyone like having to deal with that for you.
No.
So
especially like at Berkeley, you really have to like put your hand, like you have to be ready to work, because there are so many people, so many bands that want the same opportunities as you. And you have to be able to like stand out. You have to like have that attitude. You have to go for it. And that being in any opportunity, if it's like a showcase at the Red Room, or if it's like a CAF show, or you know, all these things, like you have to be able to like put yourself out there and explain why you should have that opportunity, you know.
Okay.
So it's hard though. You can't be shy. That's all I'm gonna say.
How do you like, do you have any advice for people like wanting to get gigs but don't know how to go about that?
First of all, I would like think about the way you present yourself. Like people that want to book you or want to like give you an opportunity, they have to see like what is the difference, or what is the impact, or what is going to be good about your show, or like whatever you have to offer, right? So maybe like think about that at first, and also don't be scared of like receiving no answer or like being denied, because I've been denied so many times. So many times, and I know that that's going to keep happening, but it's only being denied that at some point I'm going to get accepted, or I'm going to have an opportunity.
Like you will never know if you don't like shoot your shot.
You just have to like keep getting expertise and like really try applying for everything you can, going to every show you can, getting to know people, getting networked. I am not only I like got experience playing with my band, but I also made sure that like I played with other people so people could get to know my work with like not only with the Mono Xavier band but like outside, just like who is Mono Xavier as an artist overall. And then being present on social media, big thing. That's like our portfolio, right? As an artist, most of the time they just really care about like what are you posting online, what's your, you know. So I think there's like many areas where you have to kind of work on before you get yourself out there, but the main thing is really like don't be shy, be yourself and try. You gotta try, because if you're just sitting and waiting for the opportunity to like fall on your lap, it's not gonna happen, girl. There's 1,000 people in the line waiting to do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not every day that you're gonna see a big producer, a big name, just knock on your door and be like, "Oh, I found you on YouTube. You're gonna get famous." Like that doesn't happen anymore. Low key,
doesn't happen. Yeah,
it doesn't happen. Like we gotta work for it. So
yeah, that's a really good piece of advice. Like taking action,
but important. Also and be patient. Because it may take time, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a failure. That doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. Like you have to also be kind to yourself in that sense.
Yeah. Where do you see yourself in the future, like after you graduate?
That's a rough question.
It is.
I ask myself every day. I think there's things that I want to achieve, but I also want to leave space for the universe to like figure it out as well, because I believe in that. And I think that if I work for it, I work on myself, and I think things will come eventually that when they need to, you know. I really believe in like manifestation, and like I'm really into that stuff. So I also don't want to stress too much about the future, because anxiety, it's crazy.
It's real.
It's real and it's crazy. But I will say I definitely want to be working as a touring musician, a recording musician, be writing with other people and producing and at the studio. I loved being at the studio. It's like a love relationship for me. And just releasing music, working on my persona, like the content that I'm creating, connecting with fans and building a fan base, and playing live. It's like my passion. I love to play live.
I could tell.
Yeah. So really, I think that's it. Like just working with people, writing, producing, releasing music, and playing live. That's like my to go after college and during college as well. So
okay, I have one more question for you.
Whoa!
With all of this, you're a musician, you have, you know, a lot of aspirations, and but I'm seeing that you're just getting started.
Yes.
Right? And that you are like really, really busy, like, you know, getting out there. Yeah. How, like, what is it like apart from music? What is it that you do to kind of like help you, you know, kind of just trust the process and be more calm? Because sometimes you need to distance yourself a little bit, right? What is it that you do, you know?
I do a couple things, but I will say I love to work out. That's one thing. Yeah. Like simple as that. I love working out. I love spending time with friends and people that I love. Yeah. Like yesterday, I literally, like me and Edu, which we just talked about him, amazing artist in person. We just like, we were hanging out and just like walking and talking, like literally walking and talking and like sitting and like looking at the sky and talking. I just love that because it's really an opportunity to like recharge when you do that, have that type of connection. So that meditate, I love to meditate. I think it's very good for like being conscious of your body, and your mind, your thoughts, but also just doing like stupid shit. Like I literally love to watch like reality shows that make no sense. Bring her out. Yeah. Not obviously because I think it's amazing. It's just because I don't have to think.
That's true. That's so true. I mean? Like, you know, my mom is always like, "Oh, have you watched this like TV show?" And I'm like, "No, what's it about?" It's about like murder and they like investigate. I'm like, "No, Mom. I don't have the brain cells. No. I don't have the brain.
I just want to watch Love Island." Like
exactly. What are your best like reality show recommendations?
I think Temptation Island is crazy.
I have to watch those.
It's crazy. It's wild how like those are at like low key real relationships, and they just go in there and it's wild. Like I absolutely love Temptation Island. I think Too Hot to Handle is funny.
I've watched a little bit of those. Yeah.
I think it's
it's funny. It's funny.
I don't watch like the whole season, but I just think it's funny. Yeah. I like MasterChef. MasterChef is actually good, but like it's an actual like. Yeah. But I love like cooking. I love food, so that one makes me happy. And I also like to play like little farm games on like I love Stardew Valley. It's like a little farm game where you just chill, you have your farm and your animals and like brain rotting things.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be active all the time to be successful. No. And I think that's like a misunderstanding that people have. Like have to be working like 5 to 9 or 9 to 5 every day and like being going crazy and I can't stop or else people are gonna like be in front of me, whatever. You have to take a rest. You have to not do anything. Because
if not, you're gonna if you don't stop, then eventually you're gonna burn out. Like it's not gonna
happen. Done, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good way to go about.
Period.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Now, do you want to sing?
I can sing. Oh yeah. No, I'm kidding. How do we do this?
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna give you a little bit of Susie, acoustic version. But that is not acoustic because there's a guitar, but electric guitar. But, you guys just go ahead and stream it after, right? Yes. All right. Let's do this. Today and it was kinda sad how she said she's so glad that we're breaking up. She says that I should regret the way that I let you treat me these last couple months. It fills me up with fear, what I would give for you to be near. It's so unsettling how you keep me wanting more. Susie, baby, you get me so high. Susie, baby, I'll take one more flight. Susie, baby, don't leave me behind. Oh, else, swear I'm gonna. Susie, baby, you make me believe that you are the only one that I need. Say you love me now, forgive everything. Oh, else, swear I'm gonna die. I swear I'm gonna die. Thank you guys. That was Susie. Stream it, please. No, seriously though. Just stream it out everywhere. Thank you so much for having me and thank you guys for watching.